on the racetrack that just is out of the control sometimes. It's hard racing. It's just stuff's not meant to happen. But, those two guys are really good guys.
Yeah.
They are. They really are.
They're actually stand-up guys.
And, they start Chris was talking about how Winkler came down the pits. I saw Chris and Dan hashing it out right there on the door handles of their cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were sitting there talking it out.
Well, I talked to Chris through the fence there for a little bit, and and at the moment he was a little heated, but then as he said on the show, he watched the replay, watched the video and stuff, and that's just standard operating procedure, I think, for emotions to run high, especially with so many torn up cars, and you're wondering, did I cause that, and maybe wanting to blame somebody else, from each driver's point of view.
Right.
Anyway, well, very professional.
You look at our finishing order here. Gil Pickett took home the W. Jordan Wright came in
kid,
second. He's coming out of nowhere.
This kid he's
not coming out of nowhere. He's been there all year.
Was so close to winning last year, and this year he's just been one of those guys that's been right there, been consistent,
championship contender.
He is.
Yeah,
he is.
Look at that.
The defending champion third, Dave Miller inside the top 5 with a 4th place finish, and James Slover again. Donofrio came back for a 6th place finish. Winkler was 7th. Chris Mott right there, and they came from the back of the pack in just a couple of laps there at the end of the race.
Yeah.
Doug Elkins, Robert Mercer, and then
that was shortened by 5 laps as well, right?
Yeah, it was shortened 5 laps. And then you look at the point standings that we've got for the Super Sports. Who do you think's out front right now? Well, wait.
Without looking,
we'll just start at 5th place. Who do you think's at 5th?
Go ahead and tell us.
Gil Pickett.
Really?
With 134.
Wow.
He hasn't been there every race.
4th, BJ Donofrio.
Really? Okay.
With 135.
3rd, I'll say Randy Barley.
136.
Okay, that's a good guess.
Look at that.
I guessed. I really did.
1 point increments?
1 point increments right
wow.
there.
That's this new point structure.
Yeah.
Tight.
2nd place in points right now.
Jordan Wright.
No.
Jordan Wright must be in 1st.
Gil Pickett.
No.
You already did Gil Pickett.
Miller?
Dybel.
Winkler.
Okay.
Winkler.
See? That tells you I'm not looking at the point sheet.
Winkler's sitting in 2nd right now with 145, and Jordan Wright's out front with 148.
Jordan Wright's the points leader by 3 points.
See,
this kid is really, he's
been consistent.
Other names we've mentioned, Dan Dybel's sitting back in 6th with 131.
In the charity car.
Chris Mott and Dave Miller are sitting tied for 2nd with 128 apiece.
Wow.
It's just...
Anything can happen.
Especially in this class right now.
You can go out and win a heat race, a trophy dash, and a main event and make up some serious points.
Well, with trophy dashes being worth 4 points now, that 4 points could be a difference in the championship.
Well, we were just talking about it. Look at the points spread right there. 1st to 5th is
6 points.
14 points.
14 points.
That's tight.
Between 5 drivers, it's anybody's deal at this point. Yeah, and it wouldn't be. I wouldn't be surprised someone come from 7th to win this title. Look at Warren over here. He's making himself laugh.
I'm cracking me up.
I want to move on. Let's go into the modifieds.
Look, there's your modified qualifying. Any surprise who's out front right there? Bryson James.
Yes and no. Yes and no. Given how many modifieds, 24 modifieds for the Strawberry Cup. Good field.
Great show.
It was a huge show. 24 mods signed in. Bryson James timed in fast time 16.161.
Right. And Weinbarger was 2nd fast. Craig Hansen 3rd fast. Gray Ferrando 4th fast. And Jeremy Shank was the 5th fast. Now listen to the other names on this list. Lovell, Davenport, Bruce Ray, Justin Cady, Brian Thompson, Matthew Drager, he was coming in as defending champion, qualified 11th fast. Sam Potter, Dustin Cady, Craig Castle, Derek Young, one guy that really impressed me Saturday night in that 12 wide car, and we'll talk about that. Sean Gentry, Ron Berry, Williamson, Curtis Towns was 19th fast and finished 2nd in the feature.
Rod
McCombs, Gaylord, Scheller, Toby Ferrando, and Steve Moore didn't time in. He was actually what did he have go wrong? Something? He pits over there by you. I thought you might know.
Let me
I don't even know.
Give me a second. Go ahead, and I'll come back to it.
It wasn't anything major. I remember that. But
no, it wasn't.
They got it fixed. And
it
Steve,
was a clutch that needed to be blamed.
That's right. It was. Yes. They had to bleed the clutch.
Yep.
That's what it was.
Yep. Look at the name. And so we had 24 cars. Therefore, we're running a B main.
Right. Now, this is when I talked about this on the air. Warren and I were talking about it. You look at the names in this B main. John Campos, Craig Castle, Doug Davenport, Williamson, Ron Berry. Those are A main cars every
in the
week.
B main.
Every main.
Yeah.
And in the B.
Well, and here's the thing. We didn't talk about Campos with qualifying at all.
Well, he didn't qualify.
Yeah, no.
And he didn't run a dash. And he didn't run a heat race because he was at his daughter's, I want to say it was a dance recital. Something like that. So he was up in Salem taking care of that. They actually left the recital, jumped in the car. We're getting text messages from his wife, Bri. She's sending us text messages. Hey, we're coming. Hold up the show. Talk to the like, hey, I'm trying. I'll do what I can for you. We're at Woodburn. Or we're just past what was it? Whatever exit they were at. They were coming, just past Salem, and I'm telling the crowd, hey, Lieutenant John Campos is on the way. He's going to tag the back of the B if he can get here in time and start this race. He gets there.
Luckily for the Super Sport race.
If that caution didn't happen, Campos doesn't start. That caution held everything up just enough for him to get to the track, jump out of the car, put a suit on, run to his car, get in the modified.
They had his car staged in the
It was
right outside the
and he actually got out of the car. They pulled up in the back in the pit area. He jumped out, changed right there, got in the car, tagged the back of the B, transferred, and went from the back of the A
to the front
and finished, I want to say, 4th.
Here's your A main.
Good call.
For the Strawberry
Cup. 4th
Cup.
in the feature. I don't care what we talk about at Strawberry Cup. I mean, as fast as fast as Weinberger was in the late models, as good as Bryson, winning the Strawberry Cup, I mean, and how he did it, the drive of the night has to go to Campos. Has to.
I would say, yeah. Without seeing the track, having time to
jumping
feel
in
what's
cold.
Going, just
Where
jump
did
in cold.
Curtis Town start? He
Curtis
had a drive from the back as well, didn't he?
He did.
Curtis
heat race. How did he do in his heat race? Well,
I think he came from mid pack or so.
He came from mid or back pack. Mm-hmm. He did a heck of a job. I remember talking about him.
But for being cold, being just feet cold,
hats off
jumping
to Campos.
Jumping into the machine and going out there, transferring from the B to the A.
With that field?
Yes.
With that field, yeah.
That's the strongest field I've seen.
Yeah.
That's a huge field. I mean, look at...
A lot of strong cars.
Let's start... Sam Potter finished 20th.
That surprised me because he was one
broke.
of the guys at the end
of
the
he broke. Remember,
I know,
backstretch coming off 2 there.
The way his season ended last year, he carried a lot of... I mean, he was fast.
He's still carrying a lot of speed this year. Derek Young, all the way from southeastern Oregon, came up to the Strawberry Cup, finished 19th.
Did you watch him? I think he's the one that won the B, didn't he?
He won the B.
Did you watch him in his heat race? That dude was fast all day long.
Yes.
Now, I haven't seen a lot of Derek Young. I mean, especially at Willamette Speedway. It's a long ways to go. We talk about a long toe. This guy whips everybody right now. He drove his tail off. He was fast all day long. So to see him, break, I think it was
heartbreaking.
About halfway through the feature, he broke.
Look at who's sitting in 18th.
Weinberger. And he broke while leading.
And he was flying.
Yes, he was.
He
now,
broke.
and I don't know this. I want to say it was a J-bar.
J-bar.
Because I watched that rear end move under that car, and I said, it's got to be a J-bar. That thing was moving swaying back and forth. Yep. And it was weird because he drove the car into the corner, got to the apex, put the hammer down the car, and then bam! It just, you can see that car just squat, and then it just...
Well, and if I remember during the heat race, he and somebody got together. I can't remember. I think they went wheel to wheel.
I don't remember that.
I think there was some dooring going on, but
again,
there was so much going on that night, I might be forgetting something.
17th, Dustin Cady.
The guy that won everything in a Shaw and is back in a Shaw.
And he broke. Is just wicked fast. I mean, he's been fast in that 7 car. He broke.
You just wait till he figures it out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Another one that you've got, 17 wins in one season at Willamette Speedway. Mm-hmm. That says a lot. Gray Ferrando, another guy at the back. Brian Thompson. Look at these names at the back of the pack.
That's a stacked race right there. The whole race.
Yeah, that's a.
And those are just the guys that
bottom.
Those are just the guys that broke.
There's your Bill Mills race right there.
Yeah.
To a T.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
For the Strawberry Cup.
Yeah.
Then here is the people that finished the race.
Well, Bruce Ray was the last car.
Yeah.
On the lead lap in 14th, and he had a really good heat race.
He
was fast. Sean Gentry, Craig Castle, which to see him finish 12th. He's typically one of those guys
defending
that's really
track
fast.
champion up at Sunset.
Right.
Comes down to Willamette.
Former Oregon State IMCA champ. 12th, Rod McCombs. You get inside the top 10. Steve Moore he came back for a top 10 finish, and then it was Justin Cady in the 6M. The sniper, Doug Davenport, with an 8th place finish, and he I talked to him after the races. He did not like the racetrack.
No, he don't like ruts.
He does not. I mean, he's one of those guys that wants it slick, top to bottom, super smooth and slick. I mean, that's kind of what he wants. And he said, this was not my kind of racetrack. He goes, look at this. He talked about some of the rocks in the track, and he's just one of those guys that would much prefer a slick, smooth racetrack. That's kind of his forte.
Same with Lightning.
Yep,
they're the same way. Look at 7th place,
Jeff Lovell. Now, this is a guy that I want to talk about because I think in the modifieds over the last couple of years is one of the biggest improvements we've watched. I mean, and good driver, got a good car, took a little bit to, I want to say, put it all together. But when he put it together, I mean, he's been fast.
Oh, he's been fast.
He really has. And this is a tough field, and to be inside the top 10, the 7th place is respectable. 3rd fast qualifier, Craig Hansen was 6th. He had a pretty good run going. Jeremy Shank, I think he started pretty far back too in the field.
I saw him running up the front.
He worked his way.
He was rallying the cushion.
He worked his way towards the front, and he got inside the top 5. And once you get inside that top 5,
that top 5 was pretty tight. Towards the end of the race.
It was.
Yeah.
So you had Shank and Campos, and they actually went racing. I mean, those guys were side by side for a few laps and bumper to bumper.
And I think if Campos and Shank wouldn't have gone racing, Jeremy would have gone farther forward. I really do.
I do too. I absolutely do.
He had so much speed during that main and just throughout the night. I mean, Jeremy is is Mr. Smooth at Willamette Speedway.
He is.
He's one of the smoothest drivers to watch.
But
no matter what he's in, and for him to be saying top 5, I know he started probably at least. I want to say 12th.
Yeah, he was outside the top 10. He came from pretty far back,
and he breaks up into top 5. That's pretty gosh darn good.
Well, and then the drive of the night, John Campos with 4th place was, I mean, what that dude did, stellar. That's phenomenal driving.
That don't surprise me at all.
That's Campos.
Yeah. It doesn't surprise me, but it does surprise me against this field to come out of the B and transfer and then, to finish 4. I think.
Well, the only reason he's in the B is because he didn't make qualifying.
Right. But that's what I'm saying, getting the car cold with no laps and go out and.
That's true.
I mean,
Kuda definitely
hell of a drive.
Hell
of a drive. And it was fun watching him go through traffic. I mean, he put on a pretty good show.
Absolutely.
And then here's another one I want to talk about. Coming in as the defending champion of the Strawberry Cup, Matthew Drager, who led
quite a bit of it.
Led quite a bit of this. Finished 3rd. Now
we watched his car kind of go away there.
Turns 1
end.
and 2. I think it was where he had his issue.
Right.
Yeah, it just I don't know what happened. The car drove in, and it just kind of did, it kind of turned towards the wall.
Changed,
he lifted, and when he did, it was bang bang, and
a
couple of guys got by him, and he was fast. I was
really shocked, and I was proud of him. He was running the top really well.
He was.
And Matthew's not the one that usually slings it on the top. You got Colin. And you got Bryson, or you got Campos. Those guys that have been running modifieds. Right. Colin is, the biggest slinger of them all.
Yeah.
But to see him out front running the top and be the first one to go up there, I was shocked.
And he did. Yeah. He got up there and he stretched out.
He looked good up there, too.
That has always been his weakness, is going to the top. I'm like, dude, he is afraid of that wall.
Well, you worked with Matthew, so you should know as well as anybody.
I'm sitting there, and it's like, I told it to him one time, I'm like, go to the top, dude. It's faster up top. Look at where the guys are. And he's like, No, I'm scared of the top. And I'm sitting there going, what are you scared of? He goes, I'm scared of hitting the wall. And I go, well, think about it this way. If you push, there's less room. Therefore, you're going to hit softer.
You got to hit it to do it. I've ridden the wall numerous times.
Here is one thing I will say about Drager Saturday night it was the most aggressive I've seen him drive.
He looked good.
He needs to do that more often. He needs to drive that aggressive. I think.
Well, now that he's tasted the top and did well up there, he'll probably make it a more routine.
You never know. I would hope. I mean, because he's got some skills behind the wheel. He just needs to fine-tune his driving and get up there.
It's a comfort zone with the car.
Exactly. Then you look at your second-place finisher, Curtis Towns, the defending Grove champion, finished 2nd up there. We don't see Curtis a lot at Willamette Speedway. I mean, he's come up a couple times this year so far.
But when we do see him, he's fast.
Yeah,
he's been real fast in that GRT too.
Quality driver, quality, and the funny part was
heck of a nice guy too.
He really is. The funny part about that deal that we're talking about right now, we're talking about Drager and Towns. Towns the car he's in, he bought from Drager.
Oh, is that right?
That was the car Drager won the Strawberry Cup with last year.
Oh, no.
And